Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to take you on a tour of my monster box. I've gotten many requests for a box tour video of sorts, so I hope you enjoy this video. As you can see on the screen right now, this is the 323rd day that I log on to Puzzle and Dragons, so this video might give you some insight into what a high-end player's box looks like. First off, I'm going to go over my favorites list and highlight some of my favorite monsters. Then I'm going to talk about my current short-term goals and the monsters I'm focusing on leveling at the moment. I might even show you some of the first monsters that I obtained if this video doesn't get too long. So first off, my red monsters. My short to mid-term goals for red is leveling up Hera Ur. I'd like to level her up and run some Hera Ur teams. I'm also working on finishing off Susaku here. She's only got 5 more levels to go, but I believe I'll have her max leveled soon. Ameno Usume is also a short, or a mid-term goal for me. I pulled her in the last Godfest, and I think she might be a really fun leader to play around with. The last red-focused goal that I have at the moment is Echidna. I want to max awaken her for these stat boosts. They might not seem like a lot, but when you use a monster on almost every team, which is the case with Echidna, any small stat boost will help. I'm also giving her all of my plus X at the moment. I'm gonna finish off her HP and attack pluses and then move on to other monsters, but she has proven to be useful enough to deserve the complete max. Blue monsters, I don't have any short-term goals really, well, high priority goals at least. I'm planning on maxing out this second Hera Is. It might not seem very practical, especially since she's on a 5 million XP curve, but 2 of them might be useful for certain Lucifer teams. I'm also planning on max skilling out this main Hera Is as a, well, let's call it a mid-term goal, because skilling up gravity uses is pretty hard. Heaven Neptune, I'm also planning on maxing his level, but it's not really a high priority in my mind. The main reason I'd like to do it is for these awakening skills, the poison resist ones. Combined with my Abyss Neptune here, I will be almost completely immune to poison. So that might be pretty useful in the future when more dungeons are using poison. So Heaven Neptune is there on my to-do list. Other blue monsters that I plan on working on. Isis, my main leader. If you haven't heard already, I've been pretty vocal about it in some videos. She is my main leader, and I plan on finishing off her awakening skills. I have a duplicate Isis here in my box, as you can see, and I'll probably evolve her for that last awakening. I also plan on awakening Siren. Already got 2 of her awakening skills, as you can see, but might as well finish her off. And the second one as well, actually. I'm gonna skip ahead and give you some context on that. I've pulled some duplicate Sirens, and some of them dropped from Ancient Dragon dungeons. But yeah, I thought I might as well put them to some use, so I've been leveling them up on the side, and they're gonna be used for awakenings eventually. Green monsters. My current goals for green are this guy. I want to finish leveling him. I both need to evolve and then level him again, but he'll be a pretty fun sub on mono green teams and maybe even a leader. So he's a short or a mid-term goal. Other green goals would be first off Odin. He's level 97, and it's a real shame I haven't finished him off, but soon I will finish off him and never have to worry about leveling him again. Kushina Dahime is also on my to-do list. I pulled her in this last Godfest two of them actually, as you might say, and I believe she is a really fun leader to use and definitely capable of doing many high-end descended dungeons. Not necessarily guaranteed clear for most dungeons unless you get very lucky, but definitely a very satisfying and fun leader. In case you didn't know, her leader skill increases damage for every combo you get above 3. So with 10 combos you will get something, I don't know, I think it's like a 7 multiplier, 7 times your normal damage. The last green monster that I'm working on right now is Astaroth. I pulled her in the last Godfest too, and she's a pretty fun leader, I believe. She's like a Lucifer that boosts devil types. So, and she's not a god herself, as you can see, so she's immune to god binds. So she might come in handy. Yeah, you can laugh at my Odin farm here. I've got 5 of them. It's a whole army of Odins. I'll probably use them to awaken my main Odin eventually. But moving on, light monsters, which, as you know, are the hardest to level. I've got quite a few monsters that are light, which I plan on leveling. First off, Athena. I got her when Athena Descended came along, and she's a really useful leader, especially for people like me who have a lot of gods already. Not so useful for new players, but for people who have been playing Puzzle and Dragons for a while, she's a pretty cool god, a pretty cool leader. So I'm gonna level her up. I also have Kirin here, which I plan on leveling. Actually, all of my big light XP is going to her. The light Pengdress and Gold Kings and so on, they are going to her. And once she finishes leveling, they'll probably go to Athena. Metatron. I already have Valkyrie at max level, so she has limited applications, but I still think she's a pretty fun leader, so I'm leveling her on the side. She's not gonna get any focus until I finish Kirin and Athena though. And lastly, Venus. Well, both of them, as you can see, I have both the dark and the light variant. I plan on leveling those once I'm done with Kirin and Athena. Oh, and Ra, can't forget him. He's at level 50 and I've kept him there for a while, pretty much because light XP is so hard to come by. But eventually I will finish off leveling him. He's a really fun leader, very hard to use, but fun. So he deserves to get that max level eventually. Dark monsters, let's see. Satan is my main focus at the moment in terms of dark. I think I'll have him max leveled fairly soon, so I'll track him down as a short-term goal. Other goals from the dark element would be Batman. If you watch my Batman video, you will see that I pulled quite a few times, and I actually did not pull this guy in that video. I pulled the Batman machine one time, right after the last Godfest, and look, I managed to get the rare one, the dark light one. So I was pretty happy with that. I plan on leveling him up and making some fun teams. I'm also planning on leveling the dark Batman, or well, Batmen, if that's proper plural form for them. I'm planning on evolving one of them and leaving the other one unevolved due to their 10 team cost when in unevolved, coming in pretty handy for team cost restricted dungeons. So having duplicate dark Batmans is a good thing in my book. The last dark monster that I plan on leveling in the near future is Joker. I never managed to pull a Kakutsuchi from the machine, so Joker's leader skill will have to do. It's pretty much the same leader skill, so yeah, that's going to have to do, despite that gap. Other short or mid-term goals, this is more of a mid-term goal since I can't seem to get any Tamadras, but Yomi, her awakening skills are amazing, particularly the extend time awakening skills. So C will definitely get some Tamadras once I manage to get more of them. If you're wondering why I'm not gonna just level up and use these duplicate Yomis, the reason is, well, how cool would it be to have a team of 5 or 6 Yomis? That is, let's see, each one has, when fully awoken, an extra second. So if you're running 6 Yomis, you will get 6 extra seconds of matching time. That's just way too cool to not do. So I think sometime down the line, this is a long-term goal. Sometime down the line, I will have all of these Yomis max awoken for a comedy team where I have all the matching time in the world I'd ever need. So that's pretty much it for short and well, some long-term goals. Before I move on to showing you my oldest monsters, the first monsters I obtained, I'm gonna scroll through my monster list so you can see all of the monsters. First off, red. We talked about these, and as you can see, I have 5 masterings. They're all max skilled, if you were wondering. Moving on to blue, you will see some monsters that I didn't mention, like the ancient dragon Baumor. Baumor, I don't know how you pronounce it. But hey, having those at max skill is really useful. I really recommend skilling up your ancient dragons. If you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see from a box tour video like this, please don't hesitate to comment on this video. I'm really open to suggestions in the comments about my videos, and I'd love to hear from you guys what you'd like to see in the future. And if there is demand, I'd love to do more of these box tour videos in the future. Here are the dark monsters, so you can maybe see some monsters if you'd really like to scrutinize my box. Go ahead and pause the video to to see every single monster that's there. I'm gonna scroll quickly through monsters that I don't have favorited. I'm gonna make a special mention of these flame archers. I am naively keeping them in case I ever pull a Freyr. They're the skill up monster for Freyr. Never pulled one. Really want one. Here are some titans that I might use for awakenings in the future. Here are the sirens you saw, and a bunch of plus eggs that I haven't fed yet to my monsters. My dragon plant farm, got a lot of those prepared for Pingdra evolutions. Here's my current plus egg farm on these Woodsies. I usually store up plus eggs on low level monsters like that. More mystic masks than I plan to use. Some awakening fodder for the feral lions. I plan on using them for awakening sometime down the line. Some satans that I pulled while recording videos last Friday. I haven't posted those videos yet, but stay tuned. These mythalids, I got them running the Friday dungeon as I was... what was I doing? Yeah, I was running the Friday dungeon to get the red spirits to evolve the skill up monsters for the flare troll. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The vampires here dropped from the Satan dungeons, just like Satan, the Satans you see here. And if you were wondering, yes, I did manage to max skill my flare troll. So all that Friday dungeon farming was worth it. At least to me, it was worth it. So, that's pretty much it for this video, and if you enjoyed it, please don't hesitate to like and favorite the video. I'd really appreciate your support. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments if you have any suggestions for my next box tour video, and like I mentioned before, If there is demand, I'm open to making more of these videos and maybe even making them a periodic feature on my channel, a monthly or a bi-monthly video or so. That way you can keep track of my progress, or maybe call me out if I didn't manage to finish any of my short or midterm goals. Um, as I mentioned already, I'm very open to suggestions for improvements to these videos. So let me know what you want to see in these box tour videos, and I'd love to accommodate. Lastly, thanks a lot for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to be notified of future videos. I really appreciate your support, and I look forward to seeing you in the comments.